Hello everyone to my first ever YouTube video. This video is a response to another video by Milo the Rust Architect I watched yesterday. My attention got drawn to it after Milo himself, on the build server we are both building on, claimed that he had built the best 2x2 with the best bunker entrance ever. So I watched the video and realized that his base wasn't that good, and that it had a lot of flaws, which I will be showing in this video. This is the rough 2x2 design he is talking about. I didn't fill in all the items, but I did it in there, so I can show you. This is what he imagined. Here would be your 1x1 loot room, and here would be TC. This would be the entrance to the bunker. He claims that it is 2 armored walls to get both TC and main loot, which is complete bullshit. 2 armored walls would be roughly 30 rockets, and I will be showing you a way in which you can get it for less than 8. So let's begin. We are going to start the raid by pumping 4 rockets into this reinforced glass window with embrasure, splash damaging both the window and embrasure at the same time. Then we are going to sneak here and fire another 4 rockets into the double armored door behind. And after destroying this, we are going to crouch down here from where we can clearly see TC, and now we can just shoot it out with another 10 bullets. Now that we aren't building blocked anymore, we can open the bunker on our own by placing another twig stair right here. Now we can go down here, jump into the bunker ourselves, and just pick up the windows leading to this 1x1 loot room. Now we raided this entire base for 8 rockets, which is a lot less than the supposed 30. Then you might claim that this loot room isn't unlootable, which could be the reason for why this window frame and this shelf part are both armored. So the raider has to destroy at least 1 armored wall to get the loot that is inside of this 1x1. But I will show you that this design is outdated. If you look here, all these boxes have AKs in them, and if you, as a raider, already sealed up, so you have the time, destroy this box, then destroy this box, then you can destroy this box, so as you can see that there was a little lag. So we are able to loot the entire first part of the supposed unlootable loot room. I don't know how you're supposed to even access that chest, so I can't comment on it. Maybe it is unlootable, because you can't even put loot in it as a player. But now to the upper chest, which I also filled with AKs. As you can see, we can loot this entire room just by destroying the boxes, And then, because of the update, which came out quite a long time ago, the stashes will fall so we can loot them. So in fact, this isn't an unlootable loot room, and both this and this shelf both have no reason in being anything higher than stone. Example, now let's go to the supposed main base he showed in this video, which, like the core it's built from, is flawed by design. For example, these two armored honeycomb are completely useless, because if the raider decide to go through doors, they can already see the armored honeycomb, just go up here, see that it leads directly straight into the 2x2, where they just have to destroy one garage door and then get to the armored part of the base, which leads right into DC, instead of needing to destroy two armored walls, which they would need to go from this angle. And the parts that would need to be armored instead of this useless honeycomb, like for example the entrance into the bunker, which, as I already showed, doesn't really protect your loot a lot, is left sheet metal. As you can clearly see, this base is pretty expensive, and I can say for sure that this base isn't worth its cost at all. You have a lot of empty space, which maybe you thought you could add something yourself in here, but I just feel like that wouldn't be worth it, because you already are spending so much on all of these without getting any real protection for your core. Now, let's go to a full raid of this base, which for me looks like a base that is supposed to be 1 stone, 1 metal and 2 armored walls for all main loot, like for the 1x1 and the TC compartment, which would be roughly 36 rockets for the entire base. Let's see if we can do it a little bit cheaper. So, I think I found the easiest way to raid the space. This would be going from any of these angles on the back side of the base, opposite to the door, where we just will destroy 1 stone wall with 4 rockets, 1 sheet metal wall with 8 rockets, and then we are already in the armored core, which, as I already showed you before, we can destroy in another 4 rockets into here. Then we are at 16, another 4 rockets to destroy this armored door, then we are at 20, and then 10 expo ammo to destroy the TC, and then we can just pick up the windows that would be in front of this loot room, and as I showed you before, loot it without needing to destroy anything. It isn't a full raid, but most of the good loot should be inside of this 2x2, and it isn't really worth it to go for anything else after we already raided it for so cheap. Using Evil Wurst's efficiency calculator, we can calculate the efficiency of the space by multiplying the upkeep of it with a set number, which is to represent how rare those materials are to get, and then dividing it by the amount of rockets you need to spend to get all main loot. If we do that, we can see that this base has an efficiency of 125.12, which, to be honest, is the worst efficiency I have ever seen on a base. If you are a new player and looking for a base, I would definitely not advise you to build this one. The only thing which I like is the shooting floor, because it gives you full 360-degree vision and peek downs to shoot at raiders if you're getting online. But this door shouldn't be a garage door, even though it is more protecting, but rather a sheet metal door, or if you have the high qual to afford so after already building this very expensive core, one armored door, because garage doors are just too slow, and if people are raiding you and going from the top, you opening the garage door might give them enough time to just run in and take over the base from the top. Whereas sheet metal double door or armored double door opens a lot faster, so not giving them as much time. Another thing which I don't really understand the use for is this windmill. It was just built there, maybe as an example, but this base doesn't have any use for electricity at all. And it also has no obvious spaces to put auto turrets, because there is nowhere where you can access the outside and open garage doors for your auto turret, for example. Another thing which I don't like about the space is that it gives you zero vision of the surroundings if you are inside of your entrance. If you're standing here, you neither have an airlock or anything else to protect you from people going deep. A very easy solution to that would be deleting these 3 walls, adding 3 window frames instead of full walls, and putting shop fronts into these wall frames. If you don't have shop front, you could just as easily use windows. The base still doesn't have a lot of vision, because there are a lot of spots where you can hide from these, but it would be very cheap and very easy solution to just give you any vision. Another easy fix to the door camping problem would be adding a foundation triangle here, a door frame here, another wall frame here, floor above, and another shop front here, together with a sheet metal single door. Now we have an airlock and more vision about what is directly in front of our base. This doesn't really add anything to the cost, because the base is already so expensive, and it gives you a lot more vision about your actual surroundings. I did this video not because I have anything against Milo personally, but because I feel like it is my responsibility to tell people about best bases. On the server I am playing on, there are a lot of new builders, which I, as an experienced builder with over 1.8k hours, of which a lot are spent building, and they have a big problem seeing if a base is worth building or not, which leads to them building 120k metal bases that can be rated in 10 rockets. And I feel like bases like these that are posted on YouTube without even thinking about if it's worth to build or not, and how protected they are actually, which can be very easily done by just looking at it for a few minutes and finding out the cheapest raid path. And so yeah, I just felt like I should make a video about why this base in particular is bad. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Later.